I made this for you.
So yeah, we're out here hitting another Uber. But anyway, hey, how y'all doing? Welcome back to another Photoshop Monkey video. I want to go ahead and give a really big shout out to all of y'all that have. All right, well that was a nice easy one. It was a long one, but an easy one. So yeah, after that last delivery, it puts us basically at 70. Hello, how's everybody doing? Just waking up, like literally, just kind of started moving. But yeah. I'm out here. This is the land. Well, not, obviously I'm only gonna get a quarter acre somewhere, but this is pretty much, this is the land I was thinking about getting somewhere out here. As you can see, there's like nothing up and down the street, both directions. You know what I mean? So I think it'd be a really quiet place, at least for a couple of years. I mean, because everything's built kind of slow out here. So, granted, if I do get a couple neighbors or this, that, the other, it'll still take probably months before their house is even built. You know what I mean? But yeah, the only thing is the lots aren't really divided, so you can't really tell, like what land would be mine if I were to purchase it. You know what I mean? The only thing I can really see is there's a little white sign down there. But, and then, yeah, there's a big wooden sign over there, but, yeah. The land itself, it really doesn't look bad. It looks manageable. I'm more or less looking for something that's more wooded, because then I have more cover to hide. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But, yeah, I mean, this really doesn't look like a bad street, you know what I mean?
I don't, and you know it.
I camped out here last night. I think only like one car even drove by, like, somebody going to work in the morning, that kind of thing. But yeah, here's a quick panoramic without me in the picture. There's my car down there. But to me, I don't know, this is the dream, especially like 10, 12,000. Like, holy shit, man. Can't believe this is even still available. But yeah, there's the car. She's still doing good. We're getting through it, man. She sounds a little loud right now, but I think it's because she needs the oil changed about 2,000 miles ago. But yeah, we gotta wait. Well, I mean, I could go, but I got the tools to do it myself. All I need is a jack, because I can't quite fit up underneath there to do it myself. But I know how to do it myself, you know what I mean? And then where I work, I can get a free oil filter, so I just have to pay like 40 bucks for the jug of oil. But yeah, pretty much I just wanted to show you guys that. This is where I'm thinking. One way or another, even if they sell all the lots on this street, I might have to go back to another street further in the back end of the neighborhood. But hopefully I can be here, because like I said, it's just X amount of less mileage every day going home, getting to work and everything. The other place it's going to be like another 5 or 8 miles further just to get to the house from the neighborhood. You know what I mean? So, honestly, if I could find a little spot here, I'd like it over there, because it's a little more wooded on that side of the street. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll get in there with a little axe and a chainsaw, and, when it's not a burn ban, and we'll just start making a way, clear a way out for me to have a driveway first. You know what I mean? And that's about it. Just like a dirt driveway, you know what I mean? I don't know, I'll look into it more, you know what I mean? Watch some videos on it, read some actual books on it, go down to the county courthouse, that kind of thing, figure out what all the rules and the stipulations are. But from what I've seen, you can camp on your land. But the only thing is, I think this neighborhood might have like deed restrictions on it and that kind of thing. They don't have an HOA, but deed restrictions are almost just as bad. But yeah, we're up, moving around. Goal is to break 70 on the day. Still my day off. That's why, but I already spent 70 basically because I got the payment for my electric bike is supposed to be coming out. So when that comes out, it's gonna hit me for $90, and then I'll be short about 70 or 80. So I need to make 70 today at least. All right. So the time is now officially 11:11. We're logged in on Uber, and we're heading to the big city now. So it shouldn't be hard to make $70 on the day, because like I said, we're heading into the big city. I'm not gonna risk it by hanging out in a small town, because there it's more like, I don't know. It's only like fishing for orders over there, whereas over here it's more or less just waiting for the good one. But man, they've been just beating up my acceptance rate so far today. Like, it's 11:28, right? So yeah, I don't even know how many minutes after that last recording, but still, they must have sent me 10 different orders that were all just BS. You know what I mean? They were sending me stuff. It was on Trip Radar, and then after it pop up on the Trip Radar, they'd send it to me as an exclusive, and I'm like, how's that an exclusive? You just put that on Trip Radar for like 8 different drivers to look at, and then still nobody wanted it, so you sent it to me. You know what I mean? For me to have to reject it. But yeah, they, like I said, 10 orders or so far. I mean, they all had decent money, but the mileage on them was crazy. Like a $12 run, but I'm gonna use $5 in gas to do it, and it's gonna take like an hour and 10 minutes. Why? No one's gonna accept that. That's why it's probably just going around in circles. And then they sent me the same order twice. They sent me 2 different orders twice. So there's 4 rejects on what was just 2 deliveries. You know what I mean? But still, man, it's like they're trying to. I don't want to say it, you know what I mean? But you know what they're trying to do, man. Fuck. Here we go. Look at this. $10, 15 mile. Let's see which direction it even is. See, and again, no, they're sending me stuff that's on the other side of the interstate. Like, what is this? All right, yeah, but yeah, they keep sending me stuff that's like not even in the market that I'm in. You know what I mean? Sorry, I had a scam call. I had to hit the not talk to you button. But yeah, they're sending me stuff that's not even in the market that I'm in. I'm like what? And then now finally I got a good one. It's $17, which is pretty damn good. But I gotta go to that crappy Italian restaurant to pick it up. Granted, it's lunchtime and it's Thursday, so it shouldn't be no hour wait today. But yeah, we'll find out. Like I said, we're gonna hop on down there now. Probably smoke a cigar on the way, because I think it's about 5. It's at least 4 traffic lights to get there from here. Yeah, this city's a bunch of fun. Anyway, yeah, we're heading in there now. Fingers crossed it's ready. I know it isn't though, because I already looked at it. And of course it wasn't ready. Alright, well, we got that one bagged up. It's in the back. We're on our way. And shouldn't be too bad. Like I said, $17. I think it's a 12 mile. And in the way it's going, I actually do like going. I like driving down that road, so it's, more or less a little bit of meditation for me. You know what I mean? Getting on that road. Well, alright, so there's another one banged out. We're on our way up to Chili's now to grab another one from them. It was only a $7 order, but I gotta head back that way anyway. So a lot of the mileage, I don't have to count, because I gotta drive kind of back to Chili's anyway. But yeah, $7 once we get that busted out, and we're on our way now, like I said before. Yeah, I just want to take a moment and give a shout out to the 103 subscribers that I've got now. Thank you, everybody. At least you're with me in this journey, at least in spirit. And those of y'all that are watching for the first time, and if you like what you see, want to see a long story, long progressive story, people doing their thing, getting through it, please subscribe. It's a very small channel. Any help you can give, you know, I'm still on my way, and as the channel grows, I'll throw more into it. Obviously, you know, it's going to be a little more going on per day, but for right now, we're trying to scrap up as much money as we possibly can, running around for Uber. Basically, I'm just going to try to keep this car until it no longer runs and make as much money as I possibly can out of it. Basically, I bought the car for $4,000 about 4 years ago, and I can, on a good week, I can make $1,000 in 1 week on Uber. So I've more than made the money back out of it. But figure, I'm gonna try and keep doing my thing, keep running her, keep getting her oil changes. I got a tune-up planned. I want to do the ignition coils and spark plugs, radiator, coolant flush. I'm not getting a new radiator, but I'm doing, coolant flush, and getting a new water pump, a serpentine belt put in. Pretty much, checking all the little small boxes, quick, easy repairs type stuff. But yeah, like I said, I just want to say thank you to everybody. And then thank you to any new subscribers. If you see me shouting out to you now. But yeah, I appreciate every one of you. Yeah, we got the Chili's picked up, and we're heading there now. The only problem is we're stuck behind somebody that can only go 30 on a 40-mile-an-hour road. So, pretty much we've got a huge parade of cars behind me that have been built up from this guy. And yeah, I don't know. He's overly cautious for some reason. It is crazy. He doesn't even really know how to take a curve properly. Good thing I'm not here soliciting anything. Alright, so we just finished up the Chili's, got that all banged out, easy $7 there, and then my phone chimed again for another $7 Jersey Mike's. I accepted that one, and it gave me another $7, basically double, it doubled onto the Jersey Mike's to go to Starbucks real quick, and then only add another 2.5 miles onto the end of the Jersey Mike's. So I think that's like a $12 10 mile. Well, $14 10 mile, not too bad. But yeah, we'll get that busted out. Like I said, we're on the way to Jersey Mike's now, and hopefully it should be ready. Jersey Mike's is usually they're on point with their sandwiches, and for the to-go orders and stuff. They get it. You know what I mean? It's most of the time it's there. Most time when you get there, it's already ready. You know what I mean? Or if anything, you'll have to wait like 60 seconds for them to finish bagging it, that kind of thing. Alright, so here's the bad news. I'm sure some of you already knew it was coming. Neither restaurant had the order ready, so I'm sitting. I had to spend an extra at least 5 minutes at Jersey Mike's waiting for them. They had 10 other sandwiches that were ahead of it, apparently. But yeah, and then now here I'm at Starbucks, and you'd think with the extra time I waited at the Jersey Mike's, the Starbucks would be sitting there ready for me. But nope. I checked the order, and there's some kind of ham and cheese croissants, so that's gonna take 20 minutes to make that. But yeah, I figured I'd post up, just wait for a couple seconds. It's kind of weird though, man. I'm outside. Clearly I'm outside, on a little patio, but they've got these, I don't know if you can see it, on every single table. They got these no smoking signs, but if you notice, that's a cigarette. You know what I mean? I'm not smoking a cigarette, so that, to me, that's no cigarettes. But still, man, you're outside. Isn't that the whole point? What the fuck is a coffee shop with an outside patio, and then you can't even smoke cigarettes? You know what I mean? What the fuck, man? But yeah, I should be ready now. I think it is. I already see it in there. Alright. Wasn't too long of a wait. Just one cigar. Get back to the car. Alright, so the first one up is going to be that Jersey Mike's, and it's going to be the CVS Pharmacy I'll have to walk all the way through the store to the back of the store to the pharmacy department. I might could pass it to him through the drive-through window. I'm not sure. I might try that. We'll find out. But it also depends on how full the drive-through is. Usually, you know, in this town, if you go to a drugstore, you know, the drive-through pharmacy, there's like 10 cars. It doesn't matter if it's Walgreens, CVS, you know, Publix. They even have, you know, drive-through pharmacies. But yeah, the amount of senior citizens that there are in this county, it's like the most frequented store besides Publix itself is the pharmacy. All right, so we got the CVS dropped off, and then the other one was to a hospital. The dude wanted me to bring it like all the way up the escalator or the elevator up to the 4th floor to the nurse's station up there. You know, I'm like, I'd messaged him like, dude, I don't think they're gonna let me pass the front waiting area because you have to get like a visitor's pass and everything, you know. And so sure enough, they didn't let me through. So I just had to give it to the lady right there at the desk, and she sent her an email or something saying that it was there for her. But yeah, either way, started at about 11:11. You know what I mean? It's not even 1:30 now, 1:23, and we are at $25 on the day. So, you know, about $12 an hour, but it wasn't, you know, wasn't moving the whole time. You know what I mean? Probably like basically 20 an hour, because it was probably an hour that I was not doing anything. But anyway, yeah, we're about a third of the way to the goal in 2 hours time. So we'll just keep moving and grooving. We might even make it to 75 or 80 before 6 o'clock tonight, hopefully. But we got to get back down the street a little bit, because I know they're going to give me orders for the other side of town from where I'm at. So I got to get about 10 lights before I can log back in, wait for another order. So yeah, we're back. We're on the good side of town. Pretty much I'm just waiting here in the parking lot near my gym. The app keeps wanting to shut off on me randomly. Like anytime I try to do, you know, because I'm flipping between, you know, recording and then doing the editing app, and I have to keep making sure I keep pulling the Uber app back up, because they keep trying to shut it down on me every time I'm doing that. But yeah, pretty good day so far. We're about halfway. We're, you know, I think we're at 32, and then I think there's 2 more tips that are still processing, still on their way in. And it's only 2:20 now, so we're halfway, and hopefully we'll get the other 35 before 6 p.m. like I was hoping. And then yeah, hopefully, you know, I'll keep going after that, because 6 p.m. is still kind of a little bit early. But you know, start you know, winding down for the day, trying to find a place to hunker down for the night. But yeah, I'll hit you up. I guess I'll wait for it to ping, and then I'll let you know what's going on from there, which way I'm going, that kind of thing. All right, so pretty much like magic, as soon as I hit the stop button on the last clip, it starts chiming through boodle-doo, boodle-doo, boodle-doo. So we got to go back to that crappy Chinese, or sorry, we got to go back to the crappy Italian restaurant, grab that, but it's like an $11 1.5 miles, so, you know, I had to hit yes on that, you know what I mean? All right, something unbelievable happened. It was actually ready. Man, I cannot believe it was actually ready. That is nuts. But all right, we get this banged out, 1.5 miles, $11. All right, 2 good parts about this order. Like I said, the order was ready. And number 2, it's not going to the old people neighborhood. I thought for sure it was going to be going into the old people neighborhood, but nope, it's going the other way, across the street. I just thought, you know, because the mileage was so low, it had to been going into that complex somewhere. But nope, we're going across the street. So 2 good things. I don't have to worry about running anybody over on their golf cart. I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide rolling. Hey, sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Anyway, busted out that 1.5 mile. Really shouldn't give away the customer's name, but yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, we're sitting here, we're at the Wow Wow. I don't know if I see the sign there yet, or I don't know. Well, I couldn't catch the sign. Anyway, sitting here at the Wawa waiting for the next one. Like I said, sitting on the dock of the bay, you know. But yeah, I think that puts us up to about 50 now, because the 32 I said earlier, like I said, there was still 2 tips that were processing. So I think that's gonna bust me from 32 up to like 42. This was 11, so I think I'm at like 54. So here's hoping we get like another 15 bucks basically, and then that's our goal. And it is now currently 2:38. Doing good on time as well. All right, so we got another pickup here at Chili's. Heading in there now. Hopefully it's ready. It should be ready this early in the day. All right, so it was ready. Here we go. All I gotta do is basically just cross the street and get over to the hospital on the other side of the road. So it's another easy 7 bucks here. All right, so I messed up. I misinformed y'all. He's actually at an apartment complex. I'm almost to his apartment now. But yeah, I thought it was to the hospital. This building. All right, let's go figure out where this apartment's at. Oh, right here. Okay, cool. Easy peasy. And back up to the car. And all right, we didn't even leave the apartment complex yet. We got another ping. Came in for Subway. Looked like a 7-mile $10. So I'm on my way over to that Subway now. Grab that, and I'll hit y'all back up after that's in the car. Alright, so we got the order. I was just looking at it again. It's a 5.1 mile. So $10 for 5 miles. And that puts us over 70 on the day. So we're doing good. It's like 3:30, 3:24 right now. Started at 11:11, and we're already at 70 bucks. So it's been a pretty good little Friday so far. This is stupid. It's like this every fucking day. Every fucking day. There's like 30 fucking cars that stack up and just stay stacked up for hours. Right here at this stop sign where they need to just go ahead and put in a traffic light, but you know, for some reason they won't put in a traffic light here. They're stuck playing this stupid stop sign game. And then on top of that, you got like, I don't know, dude, it's just stupid, man. We're sitting here because people are too stupid to just make their left turn. You know what I mean? Like, you seen how long he was open before he actually turned left? That van right there, like, good lord, people. That's what I'm saying, man. I wish this county would just go ahead and put a freaking traffic light in here, you know, so you won't have to sit here and do this stupid. Yeah, we finally make it through that stop sign. It takes like 10 or 15 minutes to get through the stop sign because there's so many cars that are packed up and stacked up. And we get to, like, you know, we're about a mile and a half from the drop-off point, and we're stuck behind this guy that can only go 30 on a road that you can probably go 55 on. I mean, it's labeled, you know, speed limit 45 coming up on that sign right there, but I'm all the time going 55, 60 down this road. You know what I mean? I'm only going 33 now because I know if I go 35, I'm gonna be running into the back of this guy. So yeah, it just has to, you know, it always happens like that last mile. There's always some idiot that's in front of you has to make it the most difficult mile. Alright, so there's another one smashed and delivered and out where it was supposed to go. So now we are officially at our mark for the day of $70. Hell yeah. And 341. So, like I said, I'm probably going to keep running until at least about 6 o'clock. Might even continue running after that, depends how it's hitting, you know what I mean. But yeah, right now I gotta navigate my way back out of this neighborhood, so I'll hit y'all back in a minute. Like I said, I just want to thank y'all for watching, anybody that has subscribed so far, and anybody that, if you made it this far in the video and you're not subscribed, please subscribe, man. It'll help me out so much, man. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and then after that the rest is history. So, you know, if you could be one of the first 1,000.
It's a long story.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it was a pretty good day so far. Like I said, it's about 3:51 now, and just wanted to say peace for the day, and I'll catch you on the next one.
You're going to get us
This
a copy
is
of that.
stupid.
Then
Or
this
shares.
is so stupid.
And God, that's my phone.
I didn't hear a phone.
To be
ring.
continued.
The end. Good night, Stewie.
Don't read me books that you write.